Hello, now I'm going to describe a little bit the domain model that will be relevant for you in the project. So this diagram is basically the entry point to the code. Whenever you want to understand how to navigate in the different domain classes. So I circled in red the ones that are relevant for you. Okay, so there are the ones you need to focus. And let's say that for your project, the entity that is central is dashboard. Okay, so basically you are going to develop more functionality associated with the student dashboard, as you can see described here. Okay, so is the student dashboard is already implemented, and actually I'm going to show this implementation, and then you need to implement these classes that are related to the student dashboard. As you see, a student dashboard is related with a student and a course execution. So in the model, I have this relation with student and course execution. Student is a particular subclass of user, and you have another class that may be relevant for you when you do authentication, that is alt user, that represents when a user logins, you create is represented by the alt user. So not all the users can log in. For instance, all the users that don't use the system anymore, we remove them the ability to log in. Then you have the dashboard is associated with the course execution. So actually a student can have several dashboards, one for each course execution. So a course execution represents, for instance, the software engineering course this year. Okay, if you want to represent all the software engineering courses along the different semesters, you have course. So a course has several course executions. Okay, so and a student is enrolled in a course execution. How do you see it? Actually, a student is a subclass of user, and you have a many-to-many relationship between course execution and user. Why this is not at the level of student and at the level of user is because teachers also teach course execution. So this is a relation that is in the superclass user. Okay. So let's now focus on what happens, because you're going to measure, for instance, the incorrect answers. So you want to detect the incorrect answers of a user. So the user answered 2 quizzes, and this is represented by this entity here, that is a quiz answer. So a quiz answer is actually an answer to a quiz. A quiz has several quiz answers, of course, one for each student. Okay, so this is the entities you will need to navigate, from student to quiz answer and to quiz if necessary. Then a quiz answer is represented by, contains a set of question answers. So for instance, you can have a quiz with 5 questions, and when the student answered to each one of them, basically you have one object, a question as object representing each answer. Of course, if this is the answer, it should be related with the quiz question. So the quiz has several quiz questions, the same way that the quiz answer has several quiz answers. Okay, and in this point you relate the question answer with the quiz question. And then finally you have the question. So question is more generic than quiz question, because a question can be used in different quizzes. So every time you use or reuse a question in a different quiz, you create a quiz question. So basically, quiz question is a question in the context of a quiz. Okay. Then you have the description of the question itself. You have this abstract class that is question details, and we have several subclasses. For your project, you only need to focus on one of them, because you need to create instances to measure, to do tests, and you just need to look at a particular subclass of question detail that is multiple choice question. And a multiple choice question has several options. Okay, so it's, for instance, if the question have four different possible answers, you have four instances of option here. And now, the same way you have this relation between question answer and quiz question, you have the same relation between multiple choice question and multiple choice answer. So this represents the question and this represents the answer the student gives. So when the answers to a multiple choice question, he picks one of the options. So he picks one of the options. And the same way, similarly, you have answer details. So multiple choice answer is a subclass of answer details. Okay, and of course, the question answer have answer details because question answer can be a question answer of different types. But as you told you, we are only focused on multiple choice. Okay. Finally, I have to tell you something here that is, you have this course and this course execution. So the course is software engineering this semester and the course execution is software engineering all semesters. So it makes sense that the question is related with the course. Why? Because we can reuse. So in the next semester, we can reuse the questions from the previous semesters for the same course. So that's why the questions are related with the courses, okay, not with course execution. And similarly, we have quiz answer is related with a particular course execution. Okay, so it is related with a particular course execution because the quiz answer occurs in the context of a course execution. Okay, so you have here the quiz. The quiz occurs in a particular course execution. Okay, so basically this is just the model you need to understand. And in the project, we will basically need to, these are object-oriented programming, you need to navigate in these objects. So the methods are already defined. Basically, you are basically going to program around here. Okay, so you're going to program around here. But at some point, we'll need to navigate in these objects to obtain information. Since this is a dashboard, you need to read information, aggregate this information and present it. Okay, good.